A few months ago, I read an article about a parish that runs a soup kitchen, but it's no ordinary soup kitchen. The tables are set with linen tablecloths and napkins. There's stemware and silverware set at every place. And when the homeless come to the door, they are greeted by a host or a hostess who walks them to their table. They are given a menu with a small selection of possible dinner entrees. After their order is taken, rolls and butter are brought to the table. The plates come to the table with the usual warning, "Be careful, the plate is very hot." At the end of the meal, the server returns to ask if they would like coffee or tea or dessert. It sounds ideal, doesn't it? And well, it is. But for one shining moment in this little soup kitchen, the poor have dignity and respect. They are treated like honored guests. There are quicker and more efficient ways to feed the hungry, especially these days with so many homeless and the hungry on our streets. But still, this soup kitchen is a wonderful sign of what the Scriptures reveal today about the food and the drink that we are promised at God's table, where we will be treated as honored guests and where no one will lack food or clothing. He wanted to go to a deserted place, probably to be left alone. Haven't we all had that feeling at least one time or another? You look at your calendar, and it won't be for another week or so before you get that few minutes all by yourself. Even when it was getting dark, he cured their sick and he taught them. And even though it was dark and the disciples wanted to send the people home all by themselves, he said, "No, we need to take care of them." Even though Jesus had started out wanting to be all by himself, when the crowd came, he was with them. In Jesus, God has sent out an invitation to sit down, to eat, and to drink. God offers a special meal free of charge for those who are in a deserted place. Appearances can be deceiving. Where's the banquet table? Where are the linen napkins, the candles, the fatted calf, and the choice wines? The multiplication of the loaves and the fish is a spectacular miracle, but it starts very small and among a seeming insignificant group of people, which is where God usually starts a good work, so that the people can't claim any success was based just on their own skills and their own merits. God is at work here. It is God's idea to feed the least, and it is God who makes it possible to do it. But he needs and wants the disciples to be involved. He doesn't want to do it alone. Maybe that's the point that the gospel is trying to suggest to us. It's a partnership, that God wants us to be involved. We provide the best that we can to do God's work, and instead of standing far off to see how we do, God rolls up the sleeves and he gets to work with us. I think we have to trust that God wants to work with us. Otherwise, we would never set out about to address the huge issues that we face in our world, like hunger and racism, war and injustice, and all the other issues that we face. We do what we can, even though it may feel as though it's small and puny to us, and it appears insignificant by the world's standards. We hand over what we have to Christ, who invites, "Bring them here to me." And we see what he does with what little we offer. Jesus saw the hungry crowd, and with loaves and fish, his disciples offered to feed them. while we might receive comfort knowing that our inner hungers are fed at our Eucharistic meal, let's not just spiritualize today's gospel. Remember that Jesus' pity extended to the crowd's physical needs. Matthew tells us he was moved with pity for them, and he cured their sick. And with the disciples' help, he fed their hunger. If we're going to enter into partnership with Jesus, two questions come to mind as we gather at the Lord's table. What hunger do I bring to this Eucharist today that I turn to Jesus to feed? And in my world, what hunger am I hearing Jesus invite me to feed with his help?